Some people say they're happy in their 9 to 5 jobs, while others, well, they're just trying to survive Monday through Friday and waiting for the weekend. But how do you really know if you're ready to leave that career, that corporate job behind and start betting on yourself and jumping into coaching? In today's video, I'm going to share 5 clear signs that you're ready to make that leap into coaching. Plus, I'm going to share a bit of my own story about how I went from a corporate layoff to running my own coaching and consulting businesses. Okay, so quick backstory here. I actually thought about leaving my corporate job for years. It's not like I didn't like what I was doing. I enjoyed my jobs, but that it just wasn't enough. I'd catch myself thinking, is this it? I was never passionate enough about what I did, and I didn't feel like it was my calling. I was good at it. I liked the people I worked with, but I don't know, something was missing. I wasn't making a big enough impact or something. And deep down, I would wonder quite a bit, what would it be like? What if I bet on myself and build something of my own? Now, maybe that's you. Maybe you're in a very similar position and you've been having those same thoughts. Have you? Have you been looking around and thinking to yourself, you know, I only get one shot at life. Is this really how I want to be spending it? Now, the truth with me was I never had the guts to do it. I came close a few times. I thought about it. I started building stuff, never actually pulled the trigger and went with it. That is, not until life gave me a nice little push out the door. At 43 years old, I was laid off. And looking back, that was the best thing that ever could have happened to me. But at the time, it was terrifying. And now I kick myself that I never did actually go and start something 3 to 5 years before that because I would have been so much further ahead. I would have been so much more prepared for when the time came for me to actually go full on into my own thing. But I didn't. I was too scared. So if you're watching this and that's you, I highly encourage you to start something on the side now. You'll learn so much about things like branding, about marketing, and about sales, and these things are completely invaluable. Not to mention, you're going to get to see if you actually enjoy coaching or consulting or whatever it is that you bet on yourself for. This video is specifically about coaching, but if you're looking to bet on yourself, start now. Try it on the side. I highly, highly recommend it. Don't be like me and don't wish that you had started earlier. Now, with all that said, let's dive into this video where I'm going to walk you through the 5 signs that you're actually ready right now to make that leap. Sign number 1, you feel misaligned with your current role. This was me. Like I said, in my late 30s, I'd sit there in meetings and I'd think, am I really going to be doing this for the next 20 years? Coaching and consulting are about alignment and purpose. In corporate, you're often climbing a ladder that you don't even want to be on. As a solopreneur, you get to design that ladder yourself. Sign number 2, people already come to you for guidance. This one's huge. When I was still in my 9 to 5, people kept coming to me for advice. Coworkers, friends, even my boss at times, they'd say things like, Dennis, you're such a good listener. Can I run something past you? Dennis, you're so great at helping me figure things out. Can I present you with a problem? I want to hear your thoughts on it. This tells me that people already look up to me for guidance and mentorship and coaching. Hello, alarm bells should have been going off for me there. Now, at the time, I didn't connect the dots, but in hindsight, that was coaching. I was already doing it. If people already see you as a problem solver and a great communicator, that's a huge sign that maybe you should be building a coaching business. Sign number 3 is the fact that you crave impact more than you crave a paycheck. I'm going to repeat that. You crave impact more than you crave a paycheck. Not that you don't like getting paid, not like money doesn't mean anything to you, but impact is more important. I get it. Paychecks are addictive. Every 2 weeks, you can count on that money hitting your bank account. Just like you can count on the sun coming up every morning. It's out of mind. You don't have to think about it. You just know that money's coming in. It feels safe and it feels comfortable until it isn't, like it was in my case. Like I said, I always enjoyed some aspects of my jobs. but I never felt like I was actually making a huge impact. Yep, I was getting paid. I was getting paid pretty well, but I wasn't waking up excited. Coaching and consulting actually flips that. Instead of just being a cog in a big machine, you're directly helping people and or businesses transform. And let me tell you, that first client win, ooh, that feels better than any performance review or annual bonus I ever got. Sign number 4. This is a big one that was missing for me. You're actually willing to bet on yourself. This was the one thing that was holding me back. And this one's massive because let's be real for a second. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It wasn't for me until I was pushed into it. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe entrepreneurship is never a thing for you. But if you feel this urge and you're actually willing to bet on yourself, maybe it is. It's the mindset that I resisted for years. I played it safe until I got laid off. But that moment when I was pushed out the door, it forced me to finally think, what if I actually put my skills and my experience and all that stuff that I've been building over the years into my own business, building something for my own? Now, like I said, I wish I'd made that decision earlier, years earlier. Your corporate job provides structure, right? You get a fixed salary, you get performance reviews, you get benefits, you have goals and KPIs to hit. Maybe you have a set career path laid out for you with a ceiling at some point, but there's structure there. You have your days and your weeks planned out for you. It's easy to get lulled into that comfortable rhythm, and we all love it. We love comfort. We love knowing what's in front of us. But is that really enough? Are you really hitting your stride? Are you really seeing your full potential when you're lulled in to a comfort zone? Solopreneurship flips that. You're the structure. You decide your goals, you decide your hourly rate, you design your days and weeks, you determine your ceiling. And if you've been feeling ready to take ownership of your time, your income, your results, you're in the right headspace. You have to be willing, even excited to bet on yourself. Is that you? Sign number 5, you've already started exploring outside of your corporate job. What do I mean by this? Not necessarily starting something, but you're finding ways to invest in yourself and grow. If you're already dabbling in certain types of personal growth, maybe you're listening to podcasts, maybe you're reading books, maybe you're really starting to absorb about what does it take to bet on myself? How do you start a coaching or consulting business? Or what does it take to start a personal brand? How do you market effectively? What are sales skills you need to have? If you're already diving into a lot of that stuff, maybe you're taking courses on weekends, there's a sign here. You're building into yourself for what? To bet on yourself. I didn't realize it at the time, but all those little curiosities that I had were actually nudging me towards solopreneurship. So if you found yourself nodding along to at least 3 out of 5 of these signs, chances are you're ready or very close to making that transition. And don't worry, you don't have to quit tomorrow. That's not what I'm saying here, but you can start small. You can start side hustle style and validate your coaching or consulting idea before going all in. You are going to learn a ton just by doing that. And if this resonates with you, just know I've been there. I didn't think I had the guts to do it until I had no other choice. And now, 7 years later, I can honestly say that I am more fulfilled than I ever was in my corporate career. I'm building something for myself rather than somebody else. If you want to dive in a bit further, you may want to check out my Solopreneur playbook articles. They are completely free, and I touch on all aspects of starting and growing and scaling your own one person business, from how to get started in the first place to things like marketing and sales and scaling and mindset. Dive in, check out those articles, and soak in what you need. I'll put the link here on the screen, but it's also in the show notes here. Start there, read on, and you might say right from the bat, this isn't for me. Or it might fire you up and go, wait a minute, I need to do this. I also have tons of videos here in this playlist, tips and strategies for solopreneurs, about the exact same topic. So feel free to check them out as well. And hey, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 signs in this video resonated with you most? Drop it in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video.